Okay, this is our tank assembly, and as you can see right here at the top of the tank is our fuel pump module. What we want to do is remove this from the tank and take a good look at it. It's held in place by a lock ring. What we need to do is rotate the lock ring and then take the lock ring off, and then the assembly will come out of there. Now before you remove the lock ring, the one thing you want to do is get the debris out from around the tank, because you don't want that to fall into it. If you have an air compressor, you can use that. If not, you can get like a can of canned air. We'll have enough pressure to blow off around it. Get our safety glasses on. You might want to just go ahead and cover the ports with your fingers so when getting into the ports, and just blow off around it. Make sure all the debris is away from it. Okay, that looks good. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get our fuel pump removal kit. And in this kit, what we're going to use on this application is our brass drift. Now the nice thing about the brass drift is we have a metal lock ring, and the last thing you want right here is a spark. And this will stop a spark from happening. Something else to keep in mind on this one here, there's actually a locking tab that locks into this ring. As we start tapping the ring around, we'll make sure we release this tab. We don't want to break this off. But before I even take this off here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of reference marks where my lines come out. Chances are this has a locating tab, so it'll only go on one way, but we don't want to find that out the hard way. So let's go ahead and mark a couple of marks on it. What I'm going to do is just put a line here for the outlet, and that's my return fitting. So as long as those are lined up, I know I have it in the right place. Okay, our lock ring has just started to move, but you can see how rusty the top of this is. I'm going to go ahead and spray some penetrating oil around this, let it soak for just a couple minutes, and then we'll go ahead and take it off. There we are. Okay. There we are. Open our lock tab up. There we go. Now you can see the lock tab has been released now. We can go ahead and take it the rest of the way off. And there it is. There's our lock ring. It's going to go ahead and come out with the pump assembly. There's our float for our fuel gauge. You can see our seal. There's the intake filter for the fuel pumps right there. So this basically is the fuel pump module assembly right here. The fuel pump's actually inside this tank. You can't see it. Let's set this out of the way. The next thing I want to do that's very important is take a good look inside this tank. What we're looking for is any debris that may be collected in here. You know, something to keep in mind too, this is a plastic gas tank, but if it was a metal tank and there'd be any signs of rust, we'd be automatically replacing the tank. The plastic tank, what we can do, the best thing to do is to actually pressure wash the tank real well so you're not going to introduce any debris into our new fuel pump. Now, right where the fuel pump is resting in this tank, I do see some deposits of rust that have collected up in there. There's some specks of debris, so it's going to be a good idea to clean the tank. That's the next step. Let's get the tank cleaned. Once it's clean, we come back and put our new fuel pump assembly in this. As with any job, to do it right, you'll need the right tools. The nice thing is that jobs today don't require a large, expensive assortment. Basic hand tools are generally all you'll need. The first things you'll need are a socket set, brake line wrench, and a repair manual for your specific vehicle. In case where a specialty tool is required, be sure to check with AutoZone's Loan a Tool program. They have many specialty tools that can help you complete your job a lot quicker and easier.
Be cautious when working under the hood. If the engine has been running, components will be extremely hot, so be careful what you touch. When working around a running engine, it is important to be alert and never wear loose clothing or a necktie that can get tangled in belts, pulleys, or the fan. When lifting a vehicle, never work under it until it has been secured with wheel blocks and securely positioned on jack stands. A hydraulic jack alone is never enough. Be cautious when working with oils and chemicals. Many are damaging to the groundwater environment and toxic to people and animals. Never drain or pour chemicals into the ground or sewer systems. Local municipalities and counties offer resources for proper disposal. And always remember to wear your safety glasses.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Get the entire DVD for this repair and all other procedures covered in the Complete Car Care series at your local AutoZone store.